Okay, folks, you are not going to believe this, but they are moving to put Matthew Rusu, the greatest real estate 18 months, Nye County Detention Center. Here it is. You're going to see this. Second motion to enforce, and the message is this one right here. I'm going to read this to you. You're going to see links down in the bottom. This is from the attorneys. The prosecutor filed a new motion to enforce the judge's order based on the new violation of the judge's order requiring you have no contact with anyone in Nye County. You need to be in court in front of Judge Lane with me at 9 a.m. This guy needs to be gone. Michael Pariente is a liar. If Michael Pariente had advised his client properly, we would not be here. You don't need to appear with me at the 1:30 hearing in front of Justice of the Peace Judge Sullivan. Once again, you need to appear in front of Judge Lane at 9 a.m. Capitalized, right there, capitalized. You need to appear in front of Judge Lane. 9 a.m., 1250 East Basin. It's the same courtroom you and I were in before. Oh, thanks for that. District Court, 5th Judicial Circuit, District Court. If you don't appear, a no bail warrant for your arrest will be issued. All points bulletin. Never give Matthew Rusu a real estate license again. What the? That's what I said right there. That's what I said. I mean, what else do you say to that? So let's try to break this down. The prosecutor filed a new motion to enforce the judge's order based on a new violation of the judge's order requiring you have a new motion to enforce. There's a new violation, as if there was a violation before. There's all this stuff coming through here. He's saying there's this, there's that. There's a lot of problems here, and I just knew it. I told him this wasn't going to be good. There's a man that had misled me in so very many ways, and we have to get rid of him, and we have to get out from under this deal is what I'm seeing, because this deal, duress and coercion, obtained under complete duress and coercion. He's been lying, and he said on the day that he rushed me through this and said, sign this. Oh, I'm supposed to feel ashamed of the fact that I was misled, and you're supposed to read it. Claire, there's tons of pages. There's all this legalese in there, and he's rushing me through it. I'm outside the courthouse. We've done years worth of prep time. This is how they screw us up. Who do you raise an alarm about it to? And you're supposed to be a figure in the community. You're supposed to be a businessman. You're supposed to be most of these people get in trouble because they didn't ask an attorney and they didn't get the advice. Here's what I'm a real estate agent, realtor, whatever you want to call it, broker, you're selling property. No matter where in the country you are, you're going to say, I do not give legal advice one way or another. Some places are more careful by industry standard not to give legal advice, but if Nevada especially, you are prohibited per NRS. Again, I'm not a lawyer, from impersonating an attorney and giving legal advice if you're not an attorney. And you got to tell people, if you don't understand legalese in a contract, that means you have to talk to an attorney. I can't give. I'm not admitted to the bar. I'm not a lawyer, and I can't give you legal advice. Someone else has to do that. I just sell the house, and they create the contract. If you don't understand it, we got to talk to an attorney. We've got people on hand, more often than not, that'll give some free advice, as always. But I'm supposed to ask, it's going to out me as being, I'm blowing a rape whistle here. I was raped by the justice system. No, completely misled. Because when you have an attorney that's telling you sign here, sign here, sign here, that person is confident that you understand what you're signing, that you're competent to understand it, that you understand it, and that you're signing onto it, having been verbally advised and having the assurance that your client understands where he's telling you to sign. He said, stay out of town, don't contact this person, and that's all there was to it. And it says sign here, sign here, sign here. Let's get back in the courtroom. A complete rush. And then later on, now I'm looking, that first motion to enforce, where he totally bungles it and says, we got to get you on the phone. After the night before, he says, I've got good news. We've waived your appearance because my concern is, are they going to put me in prison? And then he tells me 3 days or 4 days before, literally days before we're going to go into court before Judge Lane, that I fear Judge Lane is going to revoke you for the 18 months. He tells me this just a few days before the thing. We've had knowledge for a month, 2 months, 3 months that they were going to accelerate this, because you look at the original, they were going to bring me back a year after we went in, finished it. We got an answer. Michael Pariente did the deal, the real deal of a lifetime, and this was settled. This was done. The terms are here. Stay out of town. Not do that. Stay out of town. Not do that. Not do that. Stay out of town. And it's all there is. And now we have a situation where we're being called back on and there's convoluted, and you want further details. You might want to ask Pahrump Valley Times, which is owned by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. They've now got their hands on a few of these things. These are all public record, and I think that they're going to find it very valuable to dig through this and get more from it, find out, especially if when you're watching this Monday, this is coming out, and this is going to be coming up as an alert for you folks. I'm filming this on Friday, 5th of July, August rather. What month is it anymore? Yeah, it's 5th of August is Friday here at by the way, University, UC SD, University of California, San Diego, UC San Diego here in California, right here from the engineering and computer science building. What an incredible facility they have here. In fact, you go up these sort of stairs with fences right there on that little mezzanine there, looking down on this incredible lobby where people, when it's summer session now, but when fall comes back and I might be in prison, and that's why you guys got to keep this in mind. By the way, little favor, if they do that, I don't deserve to be there because I said not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. This is where she deserves to be, this false accuser, and I want you to read through all of that paper. I'm going to put the link for you there to those documents you can read. It's all public documents. There's nothing about it. It's all public documents. These are court records. I said FOIA everything, FOIA everything, FOIA everything. And here it is. That's all there is. Look at it. It's all in front of you, right for you there to look at. That's all there is. That's all there is. There was not even terroristic threatening aspect. This is why I'm questioning the legal rationale of Pariente now. He thinks, oh, what a genius I am. I'm worth, if you believe these gossip sites, $7-9 million. He doesn't deserve to have $7-9 million if he's making money off of people by screwing them this way. There's a lot of reasons, but he needs to be disbar, dismantle, run home to mommy in Argentina. He needs to have his head poached on a stick, put in a box like a big lollipop, and sent to mom in Argentina, because this is not acceptable. We can't have this in Nevada. And you're going to take a look at all of this. By the way, eat a little cookie here. So, I'm not a lawyer. People in the media are going to want to look into this. You want to keep your eye out for a few things when you're watching this. Come down to the courthouse, Nye County courthouse there where you have Pahrump Justice Court down the hall, and I'm going to be in district court in front of Judge Lane. I think a lot of you are familiar with that in town. By the way, am I even supposed to be going in? If you look at that in terms of that deal, I guess there's sort of a de facto exception where if I have to come to a hearing, I'm allowed to be in town, and what are the gray areas surrounding when I have to go? This is an unconstitutional geo-ban. Well, then the whole court's unconstitutional if I'm standing in that courtroom. Something's very, very wrong. You know what I mean? My standing in that court, let me put that in there to get it the hell out of town and everything else. Well, I didn't want that in there. Let my attorney pop that in there among the other things I didn't like. He said, I was just looking through that deal. Like I said, all of a sudden, all the stuff he had me sign away, we didn't talk about. We talked about a few things, but not these things. I said, he said it had me sign away these incredible I'm just looking at these constitutional rights. I told him, I want to keep those. I have turned on deal doing in the justice system 100%. In fact, I'm here in San Diego, you see right down there, 12th Imperial, you see right down there, all these places, MTS, the trolleys, they have their own security force, which is technically, I believe, here a police department. There's so many police departments. The San Diego Police Department, your typically black shirt people that do make sure no one's doing Fenty in front of the library. They had some big issues that were popping up there with that. And you have, San Diego sheriffs, everyone up north of the city on 101 Coast Highway. Up the Oceanside have their own departments, El Cajon, La Mesa, their own departments, and MTS is sort of like, it's all part of but they have their own police department, which is the MTS security. And it was about 10 p.m. one night at the 12th and Imperial Station, not far from Father Joe's Villages, where they have the Franklin Antonio public lunch line. So many amazing things here for people like this. And I was looking at 10 p.m. and I was just looking across the way from their Greyhound station across the 12th and Imperial Transit with all the trolleys there, green line, the blue line, the orange line, that orange line to El Cajon, Arnell Avenue, through La Mesa, through Grossmont, La Mesa Village and Grossmont, and all these amazing places that one stops at Euclid Avenue. And like I was telling you, though, you could go up Commercial, 25th and Commercial, one of the stops, one of the first stops out of 12th and Imperial, that stretch, and then you keep going, and then that trolley is going to go through Mount Hope, littering the landscape. Tombstones. And for the people like this woman that I witnessed that night, after the sun had fallen over San Diego, and the countless dead people that finally have no reason to hold anything back, no allegiances to family names, no allegiances to social classes, maintaining virtual walls of security around anything other than this incredible nation itself. These dead people that want to give us everything. The little do you know, in life there's incredible amounts of envy, incredible amounts of petty things that we hold on to. And when you cross that line, people with those grave markers, they serve to remind us that in a place where we can know nothing other than perfection, what we can't take with us is a surname, the ability to declare someone, because of having that surname or not, because of having been born into a social class or not, worthy or unworthy, only worthy of, if ghosts knew who their nieces and nephews were, being the one, living, heart beating, in a million ways, each and every day looking for something better, to be the one to deliver that gift. To a descendant that now sees for them, whose eyes are now a vessel for their experience of human life. Now, you guys think, well, this guy's crazy. He might kill himself in prison if they put him away. I think they're going to... Periente says, I fear he will revoke. That's what he said the first time. And then he comes up with a strategy. I think he lied. He didn't actually waive my appearance. And that's why I want to get a hold of that transcript. You guys got to look into this. This guy has bungled it so badly. It's his fault. But let's back this up. This woman, rich family. This is one of the first cases of rich family protection. That's all this is. The question comes down to who drew the penis on the billboard. I'm going to remind you, and you'll see the link to that. Who drew the penis on the billboard? Did the DA care who drew the penis on the billboard? Exactly. Take a look at today, Monday the 8th, August. 9 a.m., this rushed, immediate, calls up my attorney. We're doing this now. The DA puts in for the judge, says today, Friday the 5th. That's it. We're doing it now. We're going to put them in now. Now, they also have I got to be honest with you, if you look at that, the text of it, they can do a slap on the wrist. Right? But my Periani always says, I fear they will. I don't know. He doesn't answer the questions. He says, I can't work with you. You have these long-winded questions. Well, if you had answered these questions weeks ago, months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, we did years worth of work, then that list of questions I have for you each and every time we have to have a discussion like this because of you, because of instigating this, because of you causing these problems, because of you causing, where now we have to get a new attorney, and he's saying there's some advanced aspect of this. He's saying some of this that's coming before has to do with that they know I'm trying to get a new attorney, but that's the whole thing with this. You got to look at, I don't know, this is a bunch of BS. And you're going to look at this, and it's just going to become apparent to you. This town, the people in power, do not like me one bit. There's no violations of this. He and I are talking. He's refusing to listen. I'm hearing what he's refusing to say, which is that you have laundry. He's saying you have these long-winded voicemails. You have these long text messages to me over the phone. There's just long laundry list long text strings for me. I said, well, that's because you have not answered my questions, so the list gets longer. Duh. I mean, you see how I asked the same question. You see, you have these long, he called them exasperated voice messages to me. Well, because the list of questions gets longer, people. So never do that again. But the only thing that I can tell you is do not do a plea deal. Now, I'm not a lawyer, remember. I'm being very clear about it. So you're a lawyer. But you know who's actually, here's why I bring this up, is because Courtney Teague, of all people, this woman that made completely false bullshit accusations against me of sexual harassment. I'm not in Hawaii. Never met her in Hawaii since we were in college together. Haven't seen her in the last years. And she doesn't live in Hawaii, and I don't live in Hawaii. She lives in California. I live in Southern California. She's NorCal. So we're in the same state, but she's in a different... Come on, people. This is insanity. We're different. California is so huge. And we don't even live in the same area. She's saying, I live in Honolulu. She doesn't live in Honolulu. Okay, she does live in Honolulu. Well, then, we're very far. We're separated by 2,000 ocean, Pacific Ocean. And people, you have to look into this. You're going to see this is the first case of rich family protection where they are punishing someone for dreaming. I was just telling someone, a newspaper reporter, Hawaii or Vegas, some months ago or some weeks ago, we do these chats and we love these people. I say, what I do, monumental real estate, why people love me so much, why I've been such a figure, real estate, Twitter, when I was active in the industry, putting homes in escrow, as we guys say, monumental real estate. This is where I go on there, especially for Las Vegas. Do this a lot of places everywhere. Here in California, really Northern County, San Diego, where we've been really sort of taking root, meeting people, shaking hands, considering a potential rollout. So many ways in the real estate industry, particularly in North County, San Diego, monumental mission. Matthew Ursula, the monumental mission, because this is, right? And so, monumental real estate, we say fortune is home in Las Vegas. Matthew Ursula, fortune is home in Las Vegas, as I say, and people love it so very much, and they just all think about me. Fortune's home in Las Vegas. Wheel of Fortune, nope, nothing to do with that. Fortune is home. Fortune cookie, if you like China, great. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you think it is, fortune, that's a lot of things. If that's gold Rolex to you, if that's winning the jackpot. Look, fortune is home in Las Vegas. People love me because of monumental real estate. I go on there and I blur the lines between Donald Trump and the self. I blur the lines between Steve Wynn and the self, between Elaine Wynn and the self. I blur the lines between Philip Ruffin and the self. These billionaires that don't look at their lot in life as a hotel room in a skyscraper, but look at their lot in life as a much larger piece of vacant land upon which an entire skyscraper with hundreds and then thousands of rooms, condo hotel or whatever it is, can be placed in this 30, 40, 50 Las Vegas 60-story building. And that's the way we need to look at it. Let's think about owning Fashion Show Mall, not shopping at Fashion Show Mall is what I was telling this report. Let's think about owning Fashion Show Mall, not shopping at Fashion Show Mall. Because if we keep thinking about taking our paychecks and going to Louis Vuitton to buy, this is what I want to leave people with, whether I see at noon today If you're watching this on August 8th, or whether it's going to be 18 months. And by the way, I asked him the question point blank about Nevada, how much time. He said, by the way, that this was a misdemeanor. He had reduced these at the outset to misdemeanors. And I might consider, well, why didn't you tell me that? I would have felt a lot better if all of these things that were put in the plea deal, as screwed up as it is, that you misled me. And we signed away constitutional rights. There's so many. I was looking at all these things. I didn't like it. I said, you didn't tell me about all this. And it would have made me feel a lot better at that time if you said, we got this Class B. Think about it. They should have said it on the news. It's a Class B felony. That's robbery. That's assault. That's the kind of like what happened to me in Honolulu in front of the Walmart. Another thing to look into, I'm going to put a link to that again, that Hawaiian Punch where I was assaulted in front of Walmart. I'm going to put the links to that so you can try to FOIA that from Honolulu police and the prosecutors about why they didn't put anyone in jail. This is an island landlocked by 112 miles of coastline. Kind of guy that's on the radar, you know what I mean? And no one's in jail. Really suspicious circumstances. FOIA everything for me. It's gonna really make a lot of sense that something very big's behind this. If not Pariente himself, being a rich family, tasked for some reason with putting people in jail for crimes they didn't do. So we'll leave it at that. I hope to see you all thereafter. But if we're going away for that long, I just want to tell you folks right now, feel free to send me, look up where I'm at Nye County Detention, or if indeed Pariente is so cruel that he'll find a way to put me in a mental institution. That's why I say that plea deal was obtained under duress and coercion, because outside of the courtroom that day, he told me, you don't take the deal, judge sends you Lake Crossing. How? you get a trial, is what happened. So that's what we need to do. We need to get out from under it, given he lied, and go to trial on it. Because we're going to find out there was no terroristic aspect, there was no threatening aspect to the accusations, and that the accusations by this woman for what is a Class B felony, again, that's assault, that's robbery, that's 1 to 20 years in prison in Nevada. Imagine if the news had said that when they went out with it. A local real estate agent, Matthew Ursua, Las Vegas real estate agent, Matthew Ursua, is facing 20 years in prison if convicted, if they said that. And when they were covering it, and people would have, that's why they say that. Even though a lot of times it ends up being much, it's what the sentence is, because that's the law, and that's what they can give you for that particular, and they should have said that. It's like the news doesn't take itself seriously anymore, and they have to. So I'm going to really issue a challenge to the media to seek truth and report it.